Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family, back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. And unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you are all perfectly aware of the current FUD in the market, the noise. Trump yesterday announced the moving forward once again of tariffs on Canada and Mexico. We'll get into a little bit more in the stream. So yesterday, when we were looking at the market and seeing that Bitcoin was making a correction towards 92k, that was the reason for that. And the correction for Bitcoin has continued today, dropping down as far as $86,000. Will it go down further? Time will tell. We'll get into that in this stream as always. But thankfully, Casper has been actually doing relatively well, holding strong. We did see it correct earlier today, down to 8.5 cents. But now is currently valued at 9.1 cents, up roughly 1.67% on the daily time frame, which is interesting. Interesting to me because it suggests one or two things. One, that Bitcoin's correcting right now, but despite the fact that Bitcoin's correcting, Casper is not, which suggests to me that Bitcoin may correct further and Casper therefore may not plummet. Because a lot of people understandably are under the impression that should Bitcoin come down to, let's just say, 75k, Casper will drop down to 5. And yes, there's a possibility, but Bitcoin's come down, just to give a bit of perspective, when Bitcoin came down to 92k and 90k around here, way back when, Casper fell down very, very heavily, down to about the area we're at right now. But Bitcoin's now at a new low. We've not seen this low for Bitcoin since November 2024. It's been 3 months we've seen Bitcoin come back this far. And even then, this corrective behavior of Bitcoin, we saw it reach around 85k, really saw it there for, 5 days or so? It was a launch pad, a stopping point for Bitcoin, ended up running up higher again, but now it's come back down to here again. Despite that, Casper's still hovering around 9 cents, which is relatively reassuring in my belief. Now, the reason why Casper's doing well, if you like to say she's doing well, I like to highlight that I think Casper is doing relatively well, is a number of factors. One, 10 BPS is almost here, or at least the next major step towards the hard fork is next week, if I'm not mistaken. And equally, tomorrow, we should be finding out more from Mouth on Digital Holdings and how much they're holding of Casper. We'll get into that in the stream as well. And I'm sure you've also heard as well, institutional Casper mining is expanding. The SEC, NASDAQ, all these sort of massive institutions. There's a company that is seemingly trying to go public, and Casper is their biggest, their biggest asset, if you will, in the sense of they depend on Casper and have depended on Casper for quite some time, which is why I think the development, why is Casper doing very well despite the corrective behavior. Bitcoin is currently down, but for the most part now, most alts seem to be doing okay. But a few hours before we went live today, Casper was one of the few assets actually doing well. In fact, as Christian Ludwig highlights here, only 5 coins top 100 held up better than Casper today. Of course, that may change now as more assets start to make a recovery now. But yes, as it stands right now, Casper was one of the few assets that held up very, very well, and that only further did better than it, at least at this time of this post. And I think Casper is, again, with the catalyst incoming, could be seeing some major developments incoming. This is also a sign potentially that exchanges have their zone for Casper, and therefore they don't want Casper to come down much further than this. Again, that's all stuff for debate about in the stream. So as always, if you enjoy these daily streams, I'll be doing these again daily, effectively every single day. Then leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Welcome back everyone to the chat, to the community. Devious Mima Man, welcome back. Crypto Gosu, Kryptoni, Mr. Miles, 10 minutes late. Yes, if you really need to know why, I was caught up in making a Casper video alongside doing research for the executive roundtable, executive community here. And in regards to doing that, I ended up, not having dinner. So I had a very, very quick dinner and thought, you know what, I'll make this live stream 10 minutes late just so I have time to eat and then have the energy, therefore, to bring you my Casper and crypto content. But yeah, let's go, Crypto Tony. I wonder which name our recent troll will appear today with. I mean, if we see a troll today, that'd be quite interesting, considering that you know, the trolls tend to normally come up when Casper performing very, very badly, while Casper is still down to 9 cents. Today, majority of assets are performing very, very badly, yet Casper is one of the only few that's actually performing quite well. So it would be quite interesting, to say the least, if someone comes out. But again, if we get a troll, so be it. We know what we hold. Good evening, Brett, my man. Welcome back to the stream. War Britannia to you too. Where are you, Evergreen? You're here somewhere. Maybe he is, maybe he is not. Welcome back, my man. Bingo Bango. Probably Soapy Beans. Yeah, of course. Bingo Bango, I love talking about Soapy Beans, I swear. Casper historically does very well in March. I mean, yeah, March has normally been quite a big time for Casper. We can look back last year. So this is March here. Well, actually, this is March here. So tell a lie. This is February for Casper last year. March actually is here. So March has not always been the best time for Casper. Not last year, at least. If we go back to the year before that, we can see that, yes, around here, Casper did do quite well in March. So, you know, this March was good. The first March in 2023 was good. The March in 2024 was the exact opposite. So, disinformation. Disinformation, misinformation, Mr. Miles. Stone him. But no, it's all good. I mean, yeah, Casper, again, fundamentally speaking right now, the power law states that we're very undervalued. The market's in a bit of a correction cycle following Trump. We'll get into that in a moment for just a second. And I think Casper, again, with the incoming catalysts, we might see it stagnate a little bit more, maybe a bit more corrective behaviour, but I still see reversals and higher highs incoming. I hope you're all loaded up and ready to go. I mean, I've been loaded up for some time and I'm still DCAing as much as I can possibly do. What's up, Casper, for the news? Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very well. He was plotting his XRP flip. No, yeah, this narrative that everyone's just pushing against me being just an XRP maxi. A whole XRP. Maxi is not the word I use for that at all. What's up, John Doe? Bro, Jay, do you ever get depressed from this? There are definitely some days that are... there are definitely some days where I do have little motivation to make content and little motivation to talk about crypto and Casper. But at the same time, I also, when I actually start doing it, I end up kind of that narrative almost flips immediately because I do enjoy talking to everybody in the community and, you know, I want to be learning more. I find myself always happier when I'm trying to actively learn more about the space. So there are times where before doing the work and before looking at the market, I am like, I can't be bothered. But when I start doing it, I'm like, you know what? It was meant to be. People think you're an XRP maxi. I wonder where that idea could have come from. Yeah, you. You're a troll. Stop it. Yeah, stone him like he's in your basement. I mean, apparently he is. I with 2 baby dolphins, sold some loose Ethereum I had a few days ago, and bought the dip. If it goes lower, I'll swap for some more. Great to hear because it goes to my man. Love to hear that you're adopting and, you know, spreading the love of Casper and also putting up the bags. Great to hear, my man. So without further ado, then we're going to get into the start of the stream. Just a quick disclaimer, or a heads up if you will. I have just made a Casper video. It's not currently live. It's literally in my YouTube studio. I'll be posting it probably about an hour or so after the stream. So there'll be some crossover from today's live stream as well. But if you want a more TDL rundown and a more structured format of the big news coming to Casper, then, you know, tune in for that when it comes out in a few hours time from now. We can see here, obviously, from my post here in response to What's a Guru here. This post is from last night, so from an hour for 24 hours ago. But yesterday we saw over $110 billion wiped out, liquidated in the crypto market. And we've seen even more than that with Bitcoin coming down heavier today as well. This is because Trump did the funny thing where he decided to announce that he's moving forward with tariffs again on Canada and Mexico. 20% tariffs are going back, and therefore likely means that we'll start seeing these... the tariffs aren't actually enforced yet, but the problem is it's the FUD, right? The FUD is what's causing the current correction in the market. Right now, everyone's worried about there being trade wars again. So, in preparation, before the tariffs goes live, before the trade war properly commences again, people are starting to panic sell, if you will. To which, again, I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure a few Google searches away, and I'll be able to find out that the institutions are buying the dips. They probably aren't selling much, if anything at all, which shows you what the big money are doing. There's a lot of retail, the ones that are selling right now. But what this means to me is a number of things. What this means to me is seeing corrections right now, and we could definitely see some more corrections leading up to the actual implementation of the tariffs again back in Canada and Mexico, because right now it's the rumor when the news comes out, you may see the markets change. Right now, it's the rumour from Trump, the confirmation that we're going to get tariffs coming through, therefore rumour of trade wars coming back again. From my understanding, they'll be implemented in the first week of March, so that's next week. And as a result, therefore, depending on the reaction from the neighbouring countries, we could see more downside. The levels of support right now are highlighted around 85k or 86, 85k zone. Similarly, around 80 to 81k, and then also around here to 75k. I would be very shocked. Not saying it can't happen, but I'd be very shocked if Bitcoin does correct below this zone of 75k. I think that is my personal belief, not financial advice, the absolute lowest that Bitcoin will go, because that would put it at a 30% correction. And as history has shown us time and time again, every time we see a massive correction of Bitcoin in the quote-unquote so-called bear traps, I think this is a bear trap right now. We can see here, in the 2021 run, from January here, this was a 30% correction. This one here as well, after we saw the peak up here, then pull back, and we start seeing a rally again. This here was a 25% correction. If you go back even further to the previous cycle, or the cycle before that even one, the two cycles ago, so 2017 cycle, you can see once more, in November period here, 26% correction. Point being is a lot of times you see correction in Bitcoin, again, it is similarly a significant pullback, but normally not more than 30%. Only time we had that was when we go back into a bear cycle, or when we had the first market top here of 63k, came back down 50-60%, and then it made a reversal to a second high. But that was also its own unique case. But then that's saying, of course, we are in a different cycle, nothing's completely the same. So we could see Bitcoin come down further, potentially comes back down 30%, 75k therefore. Potentially, it doesn't come down that far at all. Considering all the very bullish developments we've seen with crypto, with the SEC, maybe we don't see it. Again, we'll have to wait and see. So I'll circle back to that in just a moment, but we can see right now, we can see more downside. So yeah, Trump's tariffs are coming out. Here from Kobe's letter highlights the current situation. Stocks are falling like a trade war. It's officially back, but it's not back yet. But right now, it's the FUD, the uncertainty, the fear of it all. The US dollar is falling like the trade war is over. So things aren't really, adding up. They're not aligning properly. Crypto is falling like the bear market just started. I think it's a bear trap. Treasury yields are falling like rate cuts are back when they're not. Oil prices are falling like we are entering a recession, and gold is falling like we're on track for a soft landing. Right now, the whole economy is in disarray. No matter where you look, there's one sector telling you one thing, and the alternative sector telling you another thing. But right now, for me, it's because of the whole, fundamental news, the whole uncertainty of it all. But I do believe right now, recession, all that sort of talk, maybe it happens. But I think we get that after this cycle, personally. If we look currently right now, which also is probably adding to the Bitcoin correction and FUD, Montana, North Dakota, and Wyoming have all rejected bills from state-managed Bitcoin reserves over volatility concerns, which of course is understandable right now in particular. Will this be the case in the future? I personally believe that in due time, Bitcoin reserves will be just a natural thing. Everyone will have Bitcoin reserves. But I do believe right now we are in a bear trap. It's just the FOMO. Not FOMO, it's just the fear and uncertainty and the doubt from this current trade war rumours. Again, nothing's confirmed just yet, but it's the rumours of such, and people are worried about it. If you look at Bitcoin right now, from its all-time high, it's currently corrected about, from its absolute bottom recently, earlier today, 21%. Right now, it's down 19%. So therefore, we could see it come down to the 30% of 75k if history repeats itself. But again, we are on a different cycle, so maybe we see something different as well. Ultimately, there's still a lot of stuff come through this space. The reason why I am personally not inclined to believe we go back down as far as 75k is due to all the positive developments in this space. I'm going to get into a little later on in this stream, because I want to also cover the Casper news first off as well, the big institutional mining expansion and whatnot. But my standard for crypto right now is noise. I think it's just noise. I'm personally believe you should ignore the noise. It's just FUD. And I don't think it's necessary to focus too hard on it. Me right now, I'm DCAing more into these prices, thanking myself and finding myself quite fortunate to be able to buy crypto and Casper at these lower levels. And Casper right now is even rallying a little bit more so, which is also quite optimistic. If you look at Casper on CoinMarketCap right now, it's got 122 million 24-hour trading volume, which is good. Of course, the higher the better. We want to see it in the 500s. And once you get it on the likes of Binance and Coinbase and OKX and the big exchanges, I would personally believe that it'll probably be quite standard for it to be above 500 million, maybe near 1 billion volume consistently. Right now, obviously, the volume is dominated by Gate as per usual. Then it's LBank now, then MEXC. Bybit after the recent hack has fallen off a little bit, but still hovering around number 4, in and around 10%, which is good to see. The Bybit recovery has come through quite strong. It is the biggest exchange that's holding Casper right now in regards to the rankings here. The volume's already come back, which is very, very good to see all in all. The volume's good for Casper right now. Will it continue this fashion? We'll have to wait and see. We have got a lot of major announcements coming through next week, speaking of which. We got to the fact that I don't think it's next week, or it's in and around sometime next week. Actually, no, it will be next week because it's only 28 days in February, right? So it'll be sometime next week. We're going to be seeing the Binance distribution should be coming to fruition. We should also be seeing Casper at the Crypto Expo event in Europe, which could be very, very big. And I imagine there are many more developments as well that I can't think on top of my head of what they are. Oh yeah, 10 BPS. The biggest one, of course. So there are going to be quite a few developments that could be significant to bring Casper more volume. I'm not necessarily confirming it'll be a listing for Binance or any other exchange on Casper next week. We don't know. But things right now are gradually building up for Casper more and more. Again, it's kind of one of the best performing assets right now, despite the corrective behavior in the market. And I think that's the reason for that, because Casper has got a lot of major catalysts. So I'll get to some of the big crypto news in a moment. All this stuff here from CZ before we get back into... beforehand, we're going to get into some of the big Casper announcements. So the first one here comes from 3D Rudy. Shout out to this very nice catch and research from him. Talking about Begin Blockchain. Begin Blockchain is going big on Casper, and better still, they are now going public. So they have disclosed, because this information, just for your, just so you're aware, this is on the SEC's website. Their SEC's I'm lost the word. Registry. Apologies. Complete brain fart there. But yeah, this is on the SEC's registry right here. You can see documented word of Casper. You click on the first document here. Command F, Casper. You can see it's talking about the finding Casper and F1 registration. All this stuff here. And talking about ultimately how much Casper is being held as well. So once more, this is SEC highlighting Casper, talking about Casper, which is very good to see. And also, there's an understanding that we should already know that Paul Atkins, he's not currently in office yet at the SEC, but he is due to be in due time, I'm sure. We haven't got a date just yet, but he should be coming through in due time. And apparently, he's also got connections to Casper, which I'm not surprised considering that, again, he is a board member of Securitize, who is in partnership with Zodiac Custody, who are in partnership with Casper. Or at least in that regards then. So either way, we can see here though, this is currently Begin Blockchain, who is very big on Casper, and they're about to go public. They just filed a $50 million IPO on NASDAQ, which is huge news. Furthermore, they just disclosed boosting their Casper holders from 1.4 million Casper, which was in 2023 December, to 14.3 million in 2024, I believe around June or July. So in the span of 6 months, we saw a 10x in their holdings, which has now led a lot of people in the community to believe maybe they are positioning themselves for a Casper supply squeeze or supply shock, where the demand massively starts outweighing the supply. Supply's not coming through quick enough, therefore the price starts to explode very quickly, and Casper obviously rallies up higher. Got a breakdown here as well from Yoi Don't Know Man. I'll just giving a bit of a thread about this whole thing as well. Talking about the fact that Casper Mining and ASIC Production begin specializing in mining Casper along with other alternative cryptos like Alpium and this is also Radium, I believe it is. Alpium and Radiant. It's Radiant. So this is what currently Begin Blockchain specializes in mining right now. Casper's their main one though. It is their one that they're heavily dependent on. The company generates most of its revenue from selling ASIC miners under the Ice River brand, which is of course the biggest mining company that mines Casper right now. So this is very, very big news. They increased their holdings by 10x, which is also very interesting. And they have had a massive growth revenue, which is also highlighted in this registration statement here. But their growth revenue begin to explode from 50 million in 2022 to 257 million in 2023, largely due to Casper mining and hardware sales. They're currently trying to expand into the United States, Singapore and Hong Kong, and this is very bullish for Casper, because if you've got Begin Blockchain trying to get an IPO in America and expand more, so being dependent on Casper, if they have an IPO, meaning they go public, this will give more institutional confidence in Begin Blockchain, and because they're so bullish on Casper, potentially therefore more institutional confidence on Casper, because a company that's going public is very bullish on Casper. Therefore, if they get this through, it'll be very good for Casper as well. It also means that Begin Blockchain will probably get more money in that regard as well, meaning they can end up, bringing out more ASIC miners and therefore increasing the mining efficiency and giving Casper better network security. And then, of course, that all results in greater adoption for Casper. A NASDAQ-listed miner backing Casper could attract more institutional interest, more adoption, which again, the demand will rise, supply will be a supply shock, and the price will rally much higher as well. This is a very, very big deal, which is, I believe, the main reason why Casper is holding at quite a strong level right now, holding currently up 2.64% on the daily time frame, valued now at 9.2 cents, because we are already aware of Marathon Digital Holdings, who's mining Casper, who have direct ties to BlackRock and other major Wall Street institutions, so they know of Casper. And now we've got another entity, one of the big mining companies who are dependent on Casper, who's now also trying to file with NASDAQ, so get more access to Wall Street as well, which is a sign therefore that institutional adoption is coming to Casper quicker and quicker. And and right now we are in an institutionally driven market. So if the institutions are driving the market and Casper's getting in ties with institutions now, that can mean more revenue and more capital flowing into Casper's price as well. So we know, as Johnny highlights here as well, he's the vice president of the KEF. He highlights here, interesting find about this post. By the way, I heard Marathon have increased their Casper holdings too, which is also very interesting. Now, if you are part of my community, my free Discord server, which I've not preloaded, which is very irresponsible of me. Let me load that up. But if you're part of my community here, free Discord server, you will know that one of the channels we have there is called Important Dates. And in the important dates, as you know, the community inputted a long time ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we are under the impression and understand that tomorrow we should be seeing the next quarterly report release from Marathon. So, by that simple logic, we know apparently, according to Johnny, Marathon will be increasing the holdings of Casper, and tomorrow we should be able to find their next quarterly report, which should disclose if they are holding more Casper or not, which I would like to believe they probably are. Not because I trust Johnny, but because I would like to believe it makes sense for them to be holding more Casper right now. While the price is not doing very well right now, the potential catalyst and price movement for Casper, for how undervalued it is, I think will be very, very good. So again, that is very, very bullish to hear. So tomorrow's stream, make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm not entirely sure what time I'll be going live tomorrow. I'll make an announcement in my community ahead of time. But tomorrow we'll likely be going through the Marathon quarterly report and, getting into the nitty gritty of how much more Casper they hold if they do hold more, which of course will be that'll reignite more bullish optimism for Casper, knowing that, BlackRock therefore are looking more and more into Casper as well, holding more of it, which is very, very good. Now, I have got some other updates as well regarding 10 BPS and much more I'll get into in a moment. I'm going to answer some questions right now because it has been quite a few minutes. So, to get into the questions right now, Devious me, I want to buy Casper, but I'm scared. I mean, yeah, right now it's definitely a precarious situation right now. From what we've seen from the exchanges, seem to be manipulating the price of Casper. The massive buy wall seems to be around this level of support here, 8 cents. There is a bigger one, of course, at 7 cents. So, my personal belief, of course, not financial advice, it depends on where Bitcoin goes as well right now, is Casper won't likely correct below 7 cents here at the very worst case right here. It won't go below there. I think Casper could come down to 8 cents again potentially, but right now it's doing okay. And also the massive sell wall is in around 11 cents here. So right now what Casper needs to do is, make a move between either over there or over there. I'm more right now again, as I highlighted in my executive community to Tony and others who are part of it there, information and market analysis and also incoming catalysts suggest to me that there's more bullish momentum coming to Casper than it is bearish. So for me, it's more likely to see that Casper's going to actually make a break above 11 cents before we see it correct below 7 cents. Again, we'll have to wait and see, time will tell. But if you want to know more about this sort of information provided to the executive community regarding the experienced traders, the institutional information that has been very, very good for us as well, and that's what the institutions are trying to look into and when the money's going, alongside buy and sell alerts from trading, as I mentioned already, weekly live streams, everything else we provide in there. Come check it out. It's a 7-day free trial. Discretion also chat, also on my homepage as well, which I'll also link in the chat right now as well. I mentioned that. What's up, Stu Clark? Shout out to all. Hope we all holding strong. Bigger and better days ahead. 100% my man, holding stronger than ever before. Hey, you refuse to address the acquisition of you hacked Bybit. Yeah. I'm of course I'm not gonna entertain this malarkey, Mr. Hals, because I don't even know what response I can give to that. Like, I don't know. Can't believe you still have paper hands after the last bloody few months. These people sell their assets at the drop of a hat. Well, true. I'm also quite surprised by that. I think the majority of the paper handers, if you will, are people who have sold and then bought back at these levels and started selling again. At the same time, I think majority of this price action is also manipulation from the exchanges. We've seen enough evidence of that to suggest it's true. So I think it's probably more so exchanges that are forcing the price up and down as well, which is frustrating, but it's what it is. But for the most part, I think majority of people who are in these streams right now, and every single day, and equally those who are majority holding Casper right now, are the longer term holders who actually know what they're holding. I think people who don't know what they're holding right now, most of them have been shaken out of their bags by now. If we look at the holders right now for Casper, we can see right now we're at 510,000, which has been holding that level for quite some time. It does fluctuate, of course, here and there, but for the most part, we're seeing the big holders tend to hold us strong more, and even accumulating more and more whales and humpbacks going up higher and higher as well. What is interesting as well, though, it being Tuesday today, we didn't actually see number 4 accumulate more Casper yesterday, which is a rare occurrence. It tends to normally accumulate like clockwork every Monday and Thursday, but to be fair, this wallet did accumulate 45 odd million Casper on Thursday, so maybe they had to take a break on Monday. They bought too much, maybe, who knows. But again, wallet here still looking strong. Holders still looking strong as well. The hash rate is holding quite strong again after making that massive dip below 1 extra hash. It's now come above and back up to its normal level of around 1.3 to 1.5 extra hash per second, which is good to see. Showing right now the adoption of Casper is still staying strong and all of that stuff as well. So shooters all pushes towards a later cycle in line with the halving, more time to fill your bags. I completely agree. Right now, the way this market's going with Trump implementing tariffs again and all that stuff, while frustrating, I completely get that much. And of course, everyone sees the price pump more and more. For playing the trading game, yes, it's frustrating. Trading right now is probably not the easy thing to do. And even, we brought in our experienced trader, C Crypto, we also brought in a new trader as well. And, because of all these uncertain and, sudden, catalysts and events like the tariffs trade and the Bybit hacks, it's been a very unfortunate time. It's very unfortunate indeed, but that's what the markets are like. If you're a long-term holder, which I think most of us are here as well, I trade on the side as well. And I've been caught a few times from this as well, but it happens. But long-term holders right now, I'm still, even more bullish right now because, again, as you mentioned, it highlights towards more so a second half cycle top, Q3, Q4 cycle top, therefore giving Casper more time to develop and release 10 BPS, smart contracts, stablecoins, and all that good stuff as well. Casper's not even really affected, but it's still ranging between 8 and 11 cents. Yeah, that's also true. Casper right now is holding quite strong within this zone between 11 and 8 cents. So, again, and right now it's actually up 2% right now. It's actually starting to rally a little bit, which is quite interesting as well. What's up, Mila? Hope you're doing very, very well. Hello, everyone. Market doesn't like uncertainties and outrageous tariffs. Stay tuned as tariffs go into effect. Market can further tank, unfortunately. Sure, Trump is great for crypto. And yeah, I hear the sarcasm. I mean, Trump did very, very good for crypto initially, which, I mean, I did state that. Those who are watching my streams back since near the beginning and even before the election here, I stated that in my personal belief, Kamala Harris would have caused Bitcoin to go down and then start to go up. Trump, which I'll get into a different colour, Donald Trump. Okay, well that didn't work as I wanted it to. put that into white, and then get this. I'm really struggling right now. There you go. Donald Trump would have caused what it did do, which is go up and then come back down. But ultimately, no matter who got in power, my belief, at least for the cycle and where it peaked, I think the cycle would have topped in and around the same part, unless Kamala Harris started being very anti-crypto like Biden was. But again, from the institutional research documents that I've conducted, I think no matter who got in power, Trump's obviously pushed forward crypto adoption much quicker than I think the Biden administration and the Harris administration would have done so. But I think ultimately, no matter what, the verdict would have been the same. You see crypto still peak at the same time. What Trump's doing right now is it's definitely hurting markets, but he's got some sort of grand plan right now, I guess. Perspective, Casper is down 1 penny, because down 10k. I mean, yeah, again, it's all a matter of perspective right now. Bitcoin is down 10k and also down 3.45%. Casper is currently actually up. That's not Casper, that's Sui. Casper is currently up about half a penny, whatever, but it's up 2% as well. So Casper right now is going against the trend of Bitcoin, which is good to see. Although Bitcoin dominance right now is still very much the market trend right now. It took a massive dip off today, actually, which is why the alt started to rally a little bit. But Bitcoin dominance is still very, very high. We need to see it come below this trend line before us to start seeing some alts really make some moves as well. There's a dev little upgrade adopted like yesterday to speed up smart contracts. This is also Moonrocket. I have not looked at that. You can look at this on the Discord. And I'll look at the Discord then real quick, because I have not seen that actually. Is it the Australian Convention, Crypto Convention one? Or are you talking about the Casper Discord itself? If you talk about the Casper Discord itself, can you link it to either in the channel, or even link it to me, my man, and I'll have a look through it. I do know that there was this update recently that came out yesterday or the day before, which is the 10 BPS readiness release, which is quite good, which I'll get into a little bit more detail in a moment. But I haven't seen I haven't seen the thing about the dev doing an upgrade that speeds up smart contracts. Maybe if you talk about this, then okay, well, I'll get into it in a moment. But otherwise, then please do send that to me, Casper Noobs. One of the bottom channels research. Oh, okay, so it actually into Casper Discord. Okay, I'll have a quick look at that while I quick look at that just so I can find it. Research. Is it the research channel or the research category? Oh, research general. Okay. I'm guessing it's subnext sequencing. This one maybe. I'm guessing it must be that one. That's the one that makes sense. That's the last thing I see in here. I mean, if it is this, then I'll look through it a little bit later. I mean, this is. Again, truth be told, actually, if just to make things streamlined as well in the community and the stream, if you can find the thread or the post of it, Casper for Noobs, and then forward it to either me personally or in the community, I'll then load it up there. We can have a look through it. Just picked up 80k Casper. Don't be scared. Love to hear that TPH. Keep feeling that bad, my man. So in continuation, though, let's get back to some more content here. We can see Michael Sign here talking about 10 BPS here. About a week back now, I believe. Yeah, 19th or so. So about a week back, he mentioned that we are almost done with the realization of this KIP. It bits and lines of code, so many details and so much responsibility, but we're almost there. Crescendo hard fork is very, very close now. I mentioned this in my stream yesterday as well about the 10 BPS readiness release. This is ultimately talking about the fact that 10 BPS, the network generates a lot of data, and this could be overwhelming for the indexer, which is responsible for organizing and making the data searchable. So it'll make it very messy. But what the solution is, this is ultimately highlighting the solution that they have to, streamline it and make it less messy, which would be very good for the indexers, for the people who want to actually research and start doing it as well. So it's a very good upgrade, kind of a quality of life thing, but it's a good thing nonetheless to help make Casper a much easier chain to use as well. Because ultimately, it's the builders and developers who make the chains as well, and the miners who bring Casper up there. So we need more of that. These small things actually go a long way. We also should remember as well, similarly about a week back, Elpor highlighted here a post from Michael Sutton that states that I don't expect delays currently other than pushing to Sunday/Monday, March 2nd or 3rd. So for better availability for devs and testers, so we should be seeing the, if I'm not mistaken, the freeze feature of 10ps coming out next week as well. So we've got not just the Casper Crypto Expo, the Crypto Expo in Europe happening on the 2nd and 3rd of March. We got this likely 10 bps next upgrade coming out, meaning that all we've got left is a hard fork. And we also then have got the other stuff that's coming out next week, which I highlighted earlier, which is potentially tariffs, which is not good, but we'll have to wait and see as well. But we've got other stuff as well coming out next week for Casper, which I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, and now it's gone from my head again. It'll come back to me, I'm sure. It'll come back to me, I'm sure. But again, right now, I think we've got a lot of big catalysts coming in very, very soon. Oh yeah, the Binance mining distribution period. It should be having something next week as well. Kenneth, my man, I bought more today and I'll buy more tomorrow. Love to hear. Keep up, my man. Keep behind that bag. If you were to both hitting the like button, I haven't seen the sun in weeks. That's not true actually, because you got over 120 likes in a stream about, I think, a week or two back. It was my stream. Which stream was it? I think it was this stream 8 days ago. So actually, no. You definitely would have seen the sun then, because you got over 120 likes. You definitely got out there, Mr. Miles. But yes, right now, Ken Casper is doing quite well. You've got some big updates. The institutional expansion of mining is huge, and we'll see hopefully more from Marathon tomorrow. 10 bps again looking very, very good. Next update coming up very, very soon. The post here from I'm Alfect, or I'm a dev, someone who obviously is working with Casper as well, who basically made an introducing the CasperWeekly.com, which is your weekly source of information and the things that happen in the last week for Casper right in your inbox. So, I mean, that is definitely good to hear, which will probably make my research also easier as well. But at the same time, because I do this stuff daily anyways, I probably already know all the information for Casper anyways. But in case I miss anything, I'll be also doing this as well. Their first release is going to be happening on Sunday or Monday. So that'll be very cool as well. Just a way to keep up to date with Casper as well. So that's, again, it ultimately, it's a quality of life thing, but it will go a long way to help people understand more about Casper and keep up to date with it as well. Because sometimes the telegrams and discourse are too messy, too much going on, so you just kind of miss things. But yes, again, Casper doing very, very well. So despite the current market sentiment, the bearish FUD following the tariffs, and, the fact that also the Bitcoin are getting delays as well, I think it's just a bear trap. I think it's just a bear trap. There's nothing more than it. It's just a bear trap. And we're going to see a lot more coming through very, very soon. The FOMO run is not far off now. So we can see, should we talk about it here? This is proof of such. So this is CZ Binance saying, in this bloodbath today, I see a lot of people referring to this tweet here. A lot of people this is the ultimate thing. I think a lot of people right now who are educated, understand this market, understand that this is just a fake out, is a bear trap. It is nothing more than institutions trying to scare you right now. The market's trying to scare you right now because, as people have highlighted quite frequently, Bitcoin's priced at 19k way back in 2020. So from 5 years ago, 2020, Bitcoin was 19k, which we can go check out on the market right here as well. Back in 2020, Bitcoin was only 19k. And people were like, okay, nothing's happened here. And then look what happened next. We saw a massive rally from 19k up to 63k, a 3x in Bitcoin in the span of 2, 3, 4 months. So people are understanding ultimately that people had no visibility, people had no idea where the cycle was going to go from here. They didn't know it was going to go up or down, but a lot of people believed it was going to go up, and Bitcoin did. So while the price is correct for Bitcoin right now, don't be emotional, be logical, do your own research, and understand right now that the institutional sentiment is still very big on crypto. So despite the corrections, they, for the most part, seemingly still very much want access to crypto and incorporating it into their financial system. So they might see it come down, but it's just to end up scooping more at cheaper prices to then fill their bags more so as well. The fact that GameStop CEO has said he's received a letter urging GameStop to stop adopting Bitcoin as a reserve asset using the $5 billion in cash on the balance sheet is, again, a sign that they literally people still want access to Bitcoin very badly, want access to crypto very badly. And the reason why, again, all information to why I've disclosed to my community, my community in general, but also my executive community here, a lot more in depth institutional insights. But one such case, or to prove that again, this is just a fake out, is a bear trap, nothing more than that. It's due to the SEC's crypto crackdown. That's just it's deaded off now. It's no more. We're seeing this agency flip so massively that I don't even recognize the old SEC. I forget about it at times. It's so pro crypto now. We've seen OpenSea case dropped, Coinbase dropped, and Robinhood just lost. Not just dropped as in settled, they dismissed the case in its entirety. They've just said, yeah, this case, it didn't exist in the first place. They removed it. They dropped it, completely dismissed it. And this is a very big deal. And there's so many more still to be dropped. Uniswaps, Kraken, Gemini, Binance, Ripple, and XRPs. Speaking of which, of Uniswaps, they just got dismissed as well. So we've had, in the span of about a week, Coinbase, OpenSea, Robinhood, and Uniswaps all dropped within back to back to back, all dropped. So the SEC is very bullish on crypto. Right now, unfortunately, it's being overshadowed by this kind of trade war potential and these tariffs from Trump. So no one's focusing on the bullish developments in crypto because they're focusing on the Trump developments, which again I understand is definitely the biggest fundamental macro factor driving the markets. But in that regard, then, logically speaking, act on people's emotions and believe that crypto's going to come back. That's what the institutions want. That's what SEC wants. That's what Trump wants. The crypto's come back. It's a very big deal. You'll see many more cases like this drops probably tomorrow, the day after as well, I'm sure, throughout this week and weeks to come up. You can see again the SEC's crypto task force has updated its industry meeting log, showing many new entries from AI6Z, Digital Chamber, Fund DeFi, Texture Capital, and many more. You've seen Robinhood legal team who met with them. Fidelity met with them recently as well. Also, we've seen Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin maxi himself, the Bitcoin advocate Michael Saylor himself. Also, when my whole PC starts stop loading now, fantastic. But he's also met at the SEC as well. Wow, what's happened to my PC? It's just started bricking. So that's a very big deal. Again, he's not even like that. That's huge news. And we're going to likely see a lot more coming through very soon, given the SEC's newfound interest and belief and, love seemingly for staking as well. They want to try and get into staking. So therefore, as Eleanor highlights here, it seems logical that also reconsider the lawsuit against Consensus, which was sued over the last year over MetaMask staking services. So we're going to see all these sort of lawsuits that were, ongoing or, whatever, they're going to be dropped, dismissed completely, and they're going to start accelerating and working with crypto institutions and agencies to start getting access to the space. In a sort of different note as well, and in a sort of bearish but I think also optimistic thing as well, European Central Bank advisor apparently has said that Bitcoin has no real economic need, dismissing Bitcoin reserves due to volatility and speculation risks. Now, there is my take on this is the European Central Bank has always viewed Bitcoin very negatively. You can look back into their research documents. They have stated on numerous occasions that Bitcoin is just useless. It's expensive for mining. It's slow. It's not used for take payments. They don't like Bitcoin at all. But they do like the idea of blockchain and crypto. So they are going to adopt crypto. It means that they not care about Bitcoin. Now, for me, Bitcoin is a store of value. So I don't think having Bitcoin as reserve is a bad idea at all. For actual use of payments, no. But for actual use of a store of value, yes, fine. But that's potentially when you have something like Casper come in play, which is your same store of value sort of elements of Bitcoin, I believe, in the future, but also has the medium of exchange value. As someone politically mentioned, is just Casper's just Bitcoin, Bitcoin's same narrative, but with internet speed. So there's definitely going to be some entities out there who are still anti-crypto, anti-Bitcoin. I think, but again, as I highlighted to my institutional client, into the executive community here, a lot of people right now are still anti-crypto, believe it or not, but they can't afford to be at the same time. They have no choice but to start supporting crypto. So, again, if you want to know more about that, the links to join are in the description, in my YouTube homepage here, and also in the chat. We're covering a hell of a lot of stuff, very consistently regarding trading information. We do weekly live streams, institutional research documents, and we put a lot of that information in today, which was, took me a while, but very, very insightful regarding AI, regarding their outlooks on crypto and whatnot. Which is why, again, it further doubles down my conviction that this is nothing more than just a bear trap. Because I see what's coming in the space. I see what they're talking about, what the institutions want to happen, and that's also what makes me believe more so in Casper. The institutions they've got a really strong idea of what they want to come to the space, what they need to make the space to be able to function properly. And for me right now, with what's been developed in this space, you've got the winners already right now that have been chosen from adoption, like Ripple XRP. I'm sure XLM Stellar's got that as well. Solana's got some early adoption as well, Ethereum and that sort of stuff. But I think Casper's going to start taking significant adoption from the other chains because it will start developing stuff that will be able to compete and surpass them as well. That's also probably why Casper's still doing well. That's why Casper's being kept up by the exchanges and whatnot. Again, currently valued at around 9.23 cents. And it's holding strong. Ready for now. Again, I have to wait and see where it goes from here. Plus Casper optical proof of work friendly future is Casper only. Bitcoin is not efficient for proof of work. I mean, yeah, you're completely right, and that's precisely again why that's one of the reasons why European central bank doesn't like Bitcoin, because they don't think it's optimal. They don't think it's efficient enough. Maybe that's not money Casper instead. Who knows? Sadly, I had to sell a little bit of Casper today to open a swing long on Bitcoin. Will make it back. I mean, again, do what you need to do, my man. At the end of the day, I think Bitcoin, it could go down lower right now. It's obviously made quite a bit of a relief rally, if you will, a little bit today. After coming up to 85k, 86k, it's only gone back up to almost 80, 88k, going to 89k a little bit. So we could see some more downside. I think we've seen a lot of the FOMO come through now. Right now, I'd like to believe, unless Canada and Mexico retaliate, like immediately right now, which I'm not saying they do it just yet, we probably won't go below 85k when the tariffs are implemented. If we see a retaliation from them, and then I think Trump also got plans to put tariffs on the United Kingdom and Europe as well, something like that as well, we could definitely see more corrective behavior for Bitcoin in the near term. But I do think, again, mostly it's just noise, and it will also work itself out in due time, and we'll start seeing probably some rate cuts, a quantitative easing, QE, and we'll start seeing the relief rally, and we'll start seeing crypto go up again, and Bitcoin go up to all-time highs, and at that point Casper will start rallying like crazy as well, which would be very, very bullish as well. Narrative and news follow the price action, not the other way around. I mean, true. Right, I'm just trying to work that in my head. Maybe I'm okay. I'm going to put it in my own words. Maybe because I've misunderstood it. I am dyslexic after all. But I mean, yeah, the macro news is significantly what affects the markets. So the price of Bitcoin doesn't go down, and then the price of Bitcoin goes down due to the macro news, not because macro news comes. So yeah, so the Bitcoin's going down because Trump announced tariffs. Bitcoin going down is not the reason Trump announced tariffs, but again, I'm definitely overconfident myself. But yeah, I mean, right now the fundamental news is the reason why the market's correcting. But end of the day, some assets that we care about right now, that Casper's like, for example, is holding strong. Looking at the Bitcoin, I'll have a look at that right now. It might actually make quite a good recovery, speaking of which, considering that okay, so it's still down quite a bit, which is expected. It's currently down about 20%. This is actually the lowest Casper's been was down here. Came down 66% at one point, which is insane, but it's down about 20%. Truth be told, with what I've seen for Casper, what I think is coming through, I do believe that Casper eventually, in due time, is going to go above and start outrunning Bitcoin again, like it did all this bear cycle as well. Probably followed 10 BPS and many more developments as well. I just put my Alpion miner on Unminable to pay out my Casper, and new small Casper miner is coming soon. That is fantastic news, Andy. Yeah, keep up, my man. You are slowly but surely filling that bag, and it's sounding healthier every single day. Love to hear it. Roz wants your little shares of Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, all the big money right now. Again, I've not looked into it, but it'd be a few Google searches away, and I'm sure I could find out that all the big whales and all the big institutions, where they may have sold, maybe they sold, but they're buying these dips 100%. Right now, I would like to believe, and I'll probably find out soon enough, that majority of this, FUD and this uncertainty, so this is all a result of just retail selling because they're worried about trade wars. But nobody else, I don't think the institutions are remotely at all. I'll have a look quickly to see through here if I can find anything about it, but I don't think. mean, apparently Vivek Ramaswamy is calling to abolish income tax. That would be a very good thing for America, definitely. I don't see anything else that's indicating to me that institutions are buying up right now. So, well, apparently Oklahoma just passed the Bitcoin reserve bill as well, which is also very big. So while you did see North Dakota, Montana, and Wyoming reject it, there are still some institutions, some countries, some cities even, that are, or some states that are actually still supporting and bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. OPSIM, one of the bottom channels, research, channel down next to the dev channel. The channel is called research. I'll link in a sec. I put it in 5 minutes max. Okay, I have you said, so it's next to the devs channel. I do see a research general. I just don't see this one that says smart contract brainstorm. Maybe it's that one as well. Oh, I think I see it. Because I went on to smart contracts and I clicked a hyperlink from Microsoft saying opening a request discussion regarding KRP 15, and specifically about the request to add it to Crescendo. It might be that one you're referring to. And again, quickly go through the comments and find out. It is KRP 15. Okay, that's the one you're talking about. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that is the one that I'm looking at. So that's the one I'm looking at right now. I'll look for that just a second right now, actually, so we can get to that. I can't believe I'm getting to buy Casper at 7 cents odd. I'm over the moon. Starting to wonder if it's worth getting a small bag of Solana at these prices too. I mean, Solana for me is one that's going to get ETS. It's going to come back, despite the uncertainty of it right now. For all the rug pulls, it will come back. So it wouldn't be the worst shout. It is, one of the biggest assets in the space. So it'll definitely come back. But for me, I'm still filling up on Casper and my other picks as well. But yeah, so going to this part here from Casper News, shout out my man, thank you so much for this information. So we click on the GitHub here then. Or it might even be this one, it might be even the two here. But yeah, so this is the KRP 15 discussion, the core devs, testers, whatnot. Smart contract devs who came to support the adoption of this during 10pp's hard fork, opening a road to very fast smart contracts coming. So, I mean, we have always heard from the community, thanks to the likes of Igra Labs and the likes of Casplex and whatnot, that, and even Shy saying that smart contracts are going to come out sooner than we think. But this coming from the actual core team is very, very, very good to see as well. They're going to ideally be bringing out smart contracts sooner than we think as well. So I'm going to try and skim through this to find it out. But if not, I might just first do it through my own time and talk about it tomorrow. And tomorrow's stream we start talking about Marathon as well. But it does look, again, I mean, as Casper News highlights here, it looks like they're trying to find a way to bring smart contracts out faster as well, which is huge, huge news. Or bringing out fast smart contracts even. So fast smart contracts, that is, again, is a very, very big deal. So, I mean, this information, again, is in the Casper Discord. I'll relink this in my community. And I'll also be looking through this to try and look into more and then probably cover it into my stream as well. But this is, yeah, shout out Casper News, man. That is very big. I appreciate it very much. 200 listings will fling Casper over $1. I mean, at this current stage, honestly, maybe. It sounds ridiculous to say that much, but think about all the exchanges right now that are seemingly on the sidelines waiting for Casper. We speculate Binance quite massively. We speculate OKX, although we've heard nothing from them. We speculate Coinbase. We've got Perps now. We speculate Crypto.com. Speculate Gemini, Robinhood, all the other tier ones are not here yet. Binance for me is the one that's most definitely going to be the first one to come. But Binance also is normally a catalyst for OKX to follow in suit and anything else to follow in suit as well. With all the updates coming out with crypto also seemingly in a corrective stage, but I think also got a lot higher still coming. If you look at the CBI right now, it's 74. That's quite the lowest we've seen it on stream so far. Which means, and again, this is when it's in the 90s, that's when it gets a bit, bit precarious. Right now we're in 74, so we've still got a lot higher highs to come. So for me, yeah, I think these listings could definitely flink up quite high in value. Back to wait and see. Good evening to you too, Casper Football Man. Hope you're doing very, very well as well. Must be the UK internet slowing down your X. It probably is, although truth be told, it also might be the fact that when I do these streams, There are so, like, I have at least 40 tabs open right now, all bit preloaded, of course, so I can just scroll through it quickly. And my RAM, my computer is terrible. I'm fairly sure if I open up my task manager, I'm probably in the 90% right now. So I need to get some more RAM at some point. If it's true that Trump is going to tariff your channel, okay. Can you ask some actual? You know what it is? There's no trolls in the community right now. No one's fudding Casper. Mr. Mars was born and trying to fud me and troll me. This is why I don't ban people on my channel. And then Mr. Mars actually starts, he actually starts, doing some informative stuff. Otherwise, now he just starts trolling me. Okay, yeah, okay, I thought so. Very much. Thank you very much, man. Tao's fair launch, but no manipulation by exchanges. They know and understand what Casper is and its potential. I mean, yeah, Tao. There's I have heard from Cody apparently some negative sentiment around Tao. I'm actually interested to find out exactly what it is. But Tao's one that I think is a good AI project. I know it's fair launch. And Tao again, I think Tao's going to do very, very well this cycle. And again, funnily enough, no one talks about Tao doing badly, despite they've been doing a very similar sort of price action to Casper. Similar sort of time frame as well. But yeah, Casper being kept quiet just as well. The question is quite long. Okay, I had a feeling it's quite long. I mean, I'll look through it and try to I can analyze what's being talked about, and come to the bottom of it all. I'll go through the channels and find out there, my man. Thank you very much. No, you misunderstood. I'm saying on a short time frame, yes, news has affected the price, but on last time frames. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, my mistake. Yeah, and you're completely right there, for Bagnus. You're completely right. Yeah, on the short time frame, the tariff, all that stuff does affect the price, but in the long term, it's just noise. It's irrelevant. It's not reflective of what's going to happen in the future. Bitcoin is still right now, and Casper is absolutely robbery right now. Yeah, it's basically giving it away, right? They're basically giving it away. Let the exchanges take their time to list. There are some of the smartest people in the industry list when the market is healthy. I mean, yeah. A lot of people right now frustrated that no listing for Casper with the other tier ones, but they are business at the end of the day. They'll do what's right for them. And they'll end up listing when the time is right for them. The market is looking better right now, but of course we need to see it continuously go up higher and higher. There's a lot of catalysts coming out next week. Crypto Expo event, 10 BPS, Binance mining distribution, all happening out next week. During the week or sometime around then. So we'll likely see a lot of big things coming out then. And we'll have to see what happens then. Of course, with tariffs coming out, also potentially contradicting the market. That may therefore mean, though, with all the big stuff coming out for Casper next week, we might end up seeing the tariffs send Bitcoin lower, but Casper holds strong. Because the FOMO news, the big good news, holding it level, which would be a very good development. And also a sign that therefore we might see the bottom for Casper right now. And that also therefore may be a very strong buy signal as well for people who are the traders who want to get into Casper, who are trying to time that absolute bottom, as people try to do. Mr. Mars' bottom signal, obviously, 100%, yeah. Mr. Mars, he is the biggest bug. He is the Jim Cramer for Casper. You keep saying, do you have a max? You don't need to say numbers, but if you're afraid of potentially taking the high risk. No. I mean, some other assets, yes. Like, I've desync into other assets in this space, like XRP, of course, Sui, Tau, desync, other ones as well. I'll be desyncing them more so, maybe some new picks as well. And I do have like a certain amount that I don't plan to have more so. I had that for Casper at one point, but then as I do my research time and time again, I've realized, you know what? Maybe it's unhealthy, but for me, I just think there's so much good things coming to Casper that, my whole thought process at the very minimum should Casper surpass 20 cents. I think it's surpassing 20 cents is, a very high likelihood. Of course, nothing confirmed, but it's very, very high likelihood that I'm gonna make my money either way. Personally, I hope holders high on hopium. I mean, always and all the time, 100%. But that's what good research does for you. It makes you believe in stuff. Whether it's gonna take place immediately or in general. But in this run, some people are only optimistic for the future and they don't really care about this run. Some of us are bullish in general, and I'm one that's bullish in general. I think I'll do well this run, and of course years to follow as well. I think we've still got a lot more to come for the Casper this run. Like, end of the day, finding Casper right now, while understandable, at the same time think about it this way: Bitcoin's at 87k now. We have 20k off all-time highs, 20% down from all-time highs, and we've still got a lot more room for rallying. So if Casper's still holding around 9 cents right now, everything else is coming down, when everything starts rallying, hopefully Casper will rally with it, but I have to wait and see. But right now the market's shaking up to be a Q3, Q4 top, which means Casper's going to have more of its smart contract stablecoins and also 10 BPS developments coming out, which will bring more adoption to Casper and let it rally higher as well. Believe does have a lie in the middle. True, it does. It does, but at the same time, I also do my research, and that gives me my belief. And while you just have lie in the middle, end of the day, I mean, this is what I've been doing for years. I've been a part of the cycles in the past. I was in the part of last cycle, and I, missed out on some catalyst stuff like that. And yes, Casper may not do as amazing as people think this cycle, but I still think it can do well. Not for everyone, of course, and that's perfectly fine. No one's telling you to get into Casper. I'm not telling you to get into Casper. I'm saying I'm in Casper. And if you want to get into it, fine, but do your own research and make your own decisions about it. We're all adults here. We should all be making our decisions anyways. But with that, anyways, being said, I believe that concludes today's Daily Casper and Crypto FOMO. As always, though, if you enjoy, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. Big things, seemingly, as always, I believe are coming to Casper. This could be a massive factor coming to Casper. More institutional adoption coming very, very soon. And the SEC as well, which is huge news. 10 BPS again, next step forward. As Casper Noob highlighted earlier, seemingly they're also trying to work on finding a way to bring out fast smart contracts for Casper, which is also very big. I'll probably talk about it in tomorrow's stream when I look through the forum. Big things coming to crypto as well. Ignore the noise. Tariffs is short-term FUD. Long-term things are looking very, very good. Crypto crackdowns coming through. More cases being dismissed. A lot more coming to the cycle. That is a belief, but that's based on a lot of logical information and facts. So yeah, have a great day, good evening, and good night. If you enjoy, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. If you want to know about crypto and other market sentiments and Casper, join the free community here. Come check me out on Twitter as well. And if you want to be even more locked in, maximize the benefits on crypto and Casper and everything else as well, come check out the executive community here. Come join for free 7-day free trial. Link to the also on my homepage as well. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. It'll be a big stream tomorrow following a marathon quality report as well. So yeah, stay tuned.